Hi, I know that everyone has been eagerly waiting to listen about everything that we experienced during our recent visit to Toronto, where we met Tarneiv Ji. So it was almost 10 days prior to when we took the flight to Toronto that during one of the conversations with Tarneiv Ji, I just happened to ask him that if it was okay, we wanted to meet him and if we could travel to Canada. And he immediately said, yes, you can come. So I checked it for myself and Mukta, and he said, okay, both of you can come together. So immediately me and Mukta, we started looking for flights and possibilities to travel at the earliest. So he had given us a slot when we could visit Toronto. So we booked our tickets, and to our surprise we had only 2 tickets available in that flight, and it was a direct flight. So after booking the flight, Mukta told me that she was also, by the way, waiting for her visa. And I was like, what? So she didn't even have the visa, but we had bought our tickets. So it's I think for most of us, we know that when it is about him, then nothing can come in between, not even a visa. And that it was. She got her visa within 4 working days, and also got her passport back stamped within a week's time, which was surprising but pretty expected. So we were very excited, and you can understand that everyone was telling us, check the norms. Internationally, there's a lot of challenge. The pandemic has a new variant. We were not listening to anybody. We knew that we were going, and we are just going to go. So before traveling, when few of the Belly members came to know that we were going to travel, so everyone was coming and calling and sharing their regards and love for our beloved Tarneiv Ji, and telling me that please Didi, kindly give our regards to Guruji, and we are feeling that as if we are traveling with you. This is the kind of family which we have, which Taranji today has created, and that's the kind of bonding everyone has, and these are the feelings that each one of us have for each other. And so, carrying all the love, affection, regards of everyone from India, me and Mugda, we took the flight to Toronto, and we were going to be there for 12 days. And while in our heart we were feeling that if it could get extended, because we were supposed to return just before the Christmas. But anyways, we went, and we landed there. The day we landed there, while it was supposed to be very cold, but he's always taking care. So those 2-3 days from the time we landed, they were beautiful sunny days, and he was there, and we were just overwhelmed to see him. And he is always full of smile, full of affection when he looks at you, and it seems as if he's always been there around you. There are so many things that during this trip which we came across, and I thought you would like to listen to all of them. How is it that in the morning when you were getting up, what was happening there? So every day morning, he would go to the kitchen and prepare a smoothie for us. And this smoothie is no ordinary smoothie, of course, because he's making it, and he would make sure it had the choicest of ingredients and the most healthiest options that one can think of. and he would prepare for each one of us, and not just whoever was there in the house at that time, but he would also be very particular to ask, so who's coming today, and when we are going there, whom are we meeting there today. And this was just to make sure to make additional glasses of smoothies for everyone. And very, he would fill our glasses up to the brim there, and also when we would taste it, he would with a lot of attention again ask, is it good, changi bani hai. So every day the smoothie would be even tastier than the previous day, and we used to tell him that yeah, it is very nice. We used to wait for that first big glass of our smoothie in the morning. It was nothing less than a divine nectar filled with love and a lot of affection. We used to finish it in the morning, and that was like a complete meal for us. He would not drink that because he hardly would take a meal in a day, but he would take care and ensure that we were very well fed. So he would keep asking, do you want to drink anything, do you want to eat anything, and make sure that we are eating well. It's like a mother or a parent who is always concerned about the child. He takes care of you like that. On our very next day in the morning, he took us to a cafe, which he very often he visits that cafe. A very warm environment. The staff was very, very cordial, and they all greeted him the moment we entered, and we took our places, and he ordered for his usual drink, and we also without thinking too much said that this is exactly what we also want. And we were sitting talking to him, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, from behind the counter, there was a lady, a young tall lady, who came up to him and greeted him, and then looked upon to us and said that she was very grateful, as a couple of months back she had joined that specific cafe, and now she was there today to do some inspection, and she said that many months back he had told her that she would rise and shine, and she was now promoted, and she was taking care of the entire chain of some 13-14 these prestigious cafes across. And also he had then told her that on a specific date and day she would buy her own house, and at that time it seemed very difficult for her, that how would that be possible, but it actually happened. She bought a house the very same day, and he had told her, and she was so grateful to him that all this had happened. She actually did rise, and she was shining, and she was very grateful. She, while she was leaving, she said that he was so lucky for her, and she expressed her gratitude. And it seemed that she was there that day only to meet him and share with us her such a special experience, and which was so life-changing. And we used to have such great times sitting there. Two of such occasions when we were talking to him and sitting in the same cafe, and he was sharing something. He immediately said that see if we can connect people, because let them also listen to what I'm talking. And that's how two impromptu sessions also happened from the same cafe, and I think everyone could see him there and were delighted with these impromptu sessions. One of the initial days after we landed, Tarneiv Ji told Mugdha that there is a bhajan which we need to prepare, and some people are already working on it, and they're writing, and Tarneiv Ji was guiding each one of them, some about Krishna and some few expressions. So he said that Mugdha, you start working on the same too. So Mugdha was very, very busy working on it. She was working so hard and very diligently. Day and night I could see her writing, and I could see that she was giving every bit of it because he had asked her to do it. And that is one of the bhajans which is going to come up, and I'm so sure everyone is going to really love it. It was one of those mornings when he had gone out, and Mugdha had also accompanied him while I was at home at Muskoka, and as we were going to have few sisters come down. So we were waiting for him to come, and when he came, Mugdha looked very thrilled, and he shared that he actually stopped by to have a shower in the waterfall. While he has been having these cold showers for many, many years, but that day at Muskoka, it was minus 14 degrees, extremely chilly. We were in our 2-3 layers of clothes and yet feeling the chill. And he had gone to have a shower in the ice cold waterfall. And Mugdha was extremely fortunate to have witnessed the same. Most of us know that we have not seen him sleeping, because I think the maximum he sleeps in a day is some 2-3 hours. And we were very fortunate to see him on 1 or 2 occasions and see him go to sleep. And it's like a Lord going to sleep. So loving and so beautiful. Such is the entire sight of it, to see him sleeping. It was so amazing to see him do the sitting meditation for almost 8 to 9 hours a day, while he is in state of meditation the entire day. But sitting for those many hours every day, and also doing the daily chores, and yet find out time for each one of us and attend to every detail. This is something which only he can do. So I asked him that is it important to do such meditation even after someone has had a glimpse of the divine, and for how long this needs to be done. So he replied that Buddha was meditating till his last day, making this trip even more special in his company. And one of the places he planned to take us was this beautiful city, the city of Niagara. And so he said that tomorrow we are going to go there, and it's going to be a drive of almost 1.5 to 2 hours. So there were a couple of sisters who were also along with us, and we went in 2 cars, and we drove to this cafe. And he said that we've been there to this cafe, and it's a beautiful place, and the people there are really nice. And we reached there, and when we reached, it was such a beautiful place, not very big. There was an Italian couple in their late 60s, 70s, and who were there, and there were a couple of people who were also there, other people who were there on the other tables. But when we reached there, the entire attention of this couple was on him and attending to us. We drank the most amazing coffee there, which the Italian gentleman himself brewed specially for us, and then he took out a special mug. He said, this is the mug in which I would like to serve. And then the lady, she prepared a very delicious salad with a lot of nuts and special things inside that, and she said that sauces, and then she said that she had made it herself because she wanted to serve this to Tarneiv Ji. And the entire duration that we were there, both of them were only attending to us. They were sitting along with us, and there was nobody else to serve in that cafe, and there were other guests, but they were only 100% of their attention they were giving to us sitting next to him. And we were also chanting there, and the lady also tried to participate in chanting, and most of the time she was sitting next to Tarneiv Ji, holding his hand like a mother and gently looking at him. And she also told me that she had tried to research about him on the internet and knew many things about him, that how he was in the childhood and all that. It was so surprising to see that how with such a diverse background, he was able to connect with so many people. Age, nothing in common. Nationality, from Italy to India, no common religious backgrounds. But here we were, and I won't be surprised to see many more such people and stories coming along with our Divine Master, Tarneiv Ji. While we were there, I was getting regular messages from everyone in India that how is your stay going on? How are you? What are you doing? Please extend our regards to him. There were such lovely messages which were coming to me at that time. Like one of the Belly members wrote to me कि दीदी उनके चरणों में मेरा प्रणाम कहिएगा. Then there was someone who wrote that दीदी आप वहाँ पे हैं तो हमें लग रहा है कि हम भी वहीं पर ही हैं उनके साथ. Then one of a very loving Belly member, he just like a younger brother, and he spoke with me and he said कि दीदी एक रिक्वेस्ट है मेरी आपसे. So I said what? कि भैया को ना ज़रा ज़ोर से एक जप्पी डाल दीजिएगा, एक हक कर दीजिएगा टाइट वाली. So and then I was telling him this, that there was this special request. So he says, पारे इन्नी जोर दी भी नहीं. मैं तो दब जाऊंगा ना तुसी इन्नी जोर दी उन करोगे तो. So he will also laugh around. He will also make things very lively. He has so much of love for everyone. I always keep wondering that how special each one of us is to him, and everyone has a very, very special connection with him, and he has a very special space for each one, and there is no less or more. Everyone gets the same love, same attention. There was so much of warmth which was extended to both Mugdha and myself by each of the Belly family there, and the sisters and their families. Shrestha, Gudiya, Daljit, Poonam, Kirat, and Ginni, Anil, Sonu, and Amar, Suki. Each one of them, they were so affectionate, and they were always so available for both of us and taking such good care. We were feeling as if, we had always been there and so much at home, just because each one of them was so careful about everything that we needed. while I was there, one of my friends from Greece, he asked me that, where are you? So I told him that I'm there at Toronto. And he said that you are in one of the world's best country and with the best person in the world, for sure. Indeed, the best person in our lives, the best person in this universe, where everyone would dream to be and in whose company we all want to be always. It was about, our trip was about to end, and we did try a little bit to see if we could extend. I think Mugdha tried a bit more than me and to extend our trip, but then he wanted us to come back because it's never going to be enough. So Mugdha said that, asked me that, don't you feel that, a little this thing while going back? Don't you have that itch that we are going back? And I thought for a minute, then I told her actually how I really feel. Being with him, having his presence in our lives, seeing him physically around us, of course, that's very, very, it's a privilege. But there is no moment, there is no such moment when he's not with me. At every moment, every day, every single moment, I can just feel his presence. I do not have any identity without his presence in me. At every moment I can feel. Life won't be possible if he's not around. So we came back to India after spending the most wonderful 12 days with him. We brought back a lot of love, lots of blessings, much more guidance for each one of us in India, and also with a request that we want to see him the soonest, all of us, amongst us in India, very, very soon. Very, very soon.